Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. Hi, so great to see you all today, and thank you very much for joining our Agile Gym webinar sessions. And today we are double happy because we have a guest, Fady Ismaeel from Egypt, who is a business consultant, experienced Agile coach, and safe consultant. Actually, Fady will tell about himself a little bit more. Thank you very much, Fady, for joining us today and for sharing your knowledge with our audience. There are some couple of rules that I want to introduce before we go on. First of all, our topic today is about business agility. So those people who are working in organizations, they might be really interested in some frameworks that we are going to talk about today. Secondly, Fady and me, we have our presentations. We are going to share those with you, talk about very interesting and challenging topics. And then at the end of the webinar, you will be able to ask your questions. So you can write them down in the comments and we will see them and we'll try to answer those. So Fady, please go on. And thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you, Anna. Actually, it is my really pleasure joining you in this marvelous event. Hello, everyone from Cairo. No, okay. I'm a little bit wanted to be an announcer, a radio announcer, when I was young. So hello, everyone from Cairo, and this is Fady Ismaeel. What I'm trying to do here with Anna, we just have some kind of chat and say, Anna, okay, what about business agility? Let's have it together. Because I was very happy having one courses with Anna, and she's a great teammate, she's a great teacher and great coach. So thank you, Anna, for being with you. I was about asking them how hello in Armenian, because I am speaking English, some Dutch, so but I got it anyway. So hello from Egypt. And if you allow me, I wanted to catch my time and start our presentation. So I will start my presentation. I hope you like it. I'm cross my hand right now, and let's it happen. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so can you see my presentation?
Yes, actually. Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Hopefully the others can as well.
I hope so. So our topic here is about business agility, a deep dive in SAFe framework. And that's me, Fady Ismaeel. Yeah, I know it's a lot of words to say, but in a nutshell, I am a business consultant. I am having my job as a consultant in our governmental in Egypt, and I am a SAFe program consultant and authorized instructor from SAFe and from IC Agile. This is my contact here below. So if you just wanna to catch me, you can just say Fady Ismaeel in LinkedIn. And this is my, of course, Egyptian mobile number, and this is my email. So I hope to be connected with you. So moving to our topic today, we speak about business agility. And actually, the term business agility is coming along with digital transformation, because the digital transformation is the era we are living right now. And of course, after COVID-19, as we see in the next slide, that's make it in the deployment period, and we will just explain it in a second. So, to know what business agility is as a term, it's about to compete and survive in the digital age. Yes, we now living in digital age. Everyone is depending on his mobile, okay, in his maybe website, in his digital presence. So how can you compete with the others? For what? For having these opportunities. So you just compete and serve in your markets to get an emerging opportunities and to have the innovation. The sacred word, the world it is have all about today is to be innovative, to catch what customer need, what customer want in a very innovative business solution. If you do so, if you have this ability, then you have the business agility. This is from Scaled Agile, and all references I have here in my presentation is from Scaled Agile. All right, so this is a book for Carlota Perez, and it's called Technological Revolution and Financial Capital. Very short. Carlota is just having we have in our human history five revolutions, and each one is changing the whole world. And we will speak about the last one, which is the age of software and digital, which is happened in 1971 when IBM introduced the computers and make it a large outside of military use. At that time, we start to know about computers. Companies start to know about computers. And this was an installation period. So it's start to be installed bit by bit in our life till we reach to 2000. In 2000, which is turning point, we have dot-com crisis, which is the whole companies of dot-com start to collapse. At that time, we have our turning point. We find something green. We find something happen here and having money. And Carlota was just asking and inquiring in her book when we will start the deployment period. Of course, from my opinion, from my humble opinion, actually, we started in 2020, after 20 years, because now COVID-19 make us all the way about digital, about automation, about having everything online. Even our children right now is having an online because of COVID-19. We're doing right now Zoom, we're doing StreamYard. I'm speaking to you from Cairo. You are in the East Europe, okay? We have 2 hours time difference, but we can connect it together. So we becoming like a whole small village, really village. So now we are in deployment period. And deployment period means that everyone will start to do this. Everyone will start to have the software and digital as a must for his business. So in the heart of each business, even if you have a shop in a small village, you still have digital softwares for payment, for connection online, for connecting with your customers. Everything now is about digital. Okay, Anna, if I'm so fast, just tell me. And why business agility? So we just speak about, okay, we know what business agility is. We know now that we are in an era of this agility and digital and business agility. So why we need to have business agility? If you look in this one on the left, you can find that when any business starts, they like starting together, connected like a team, and they knowing each other, they working with each other every day and night. They having kind of network. And what they all care about is customer centricity. So in this structure here, you will find that this team is all about customer centricity. But what happened? The company is getting bigger. And when company is getting bigger, we find like hierarchical model starting to show up. Because yeah, I am a CEO, I have my CXOs, I have my middle management, and I have my teams. And teams started to growing. So we are not speaking to each other. We just have our hierarchy. We just have our territories together. So what happened? Customer centricity is blow up because we think about organization. Okay, I need this promotion. Okay, how I get a new scope, how I get a new thing. So organization itself start to think about how to survive as a hierarchical, not to be customer centric and make the customer in the heart and soul of her business. That's why we need the business agility. Why? Because we need to have speed of innovation. And we need as well to have efficiency and stability. How we do so? That's the business agility. To keep customer-centric as a middle, to let the team speak to each other, and to maintain the hierarchy for efficiency and stability. If you can see here in the right, you will find Peter Drucker, and Peter Drucker is a Harvard author and bestseller author. In his book Accelerate, he speaks about the dual operating system. What does it mean? It means that if we are going to organization and we need to apply agility despite of other framework or far away from frameworks, we are not destroying the hierarchy. No, we keep it because it's efficient and stable. But we get out a network team, which is our agility and agile team. And these teams may be up to 150 employees per one agile release train, which we'll speak in a minute about. Why? To speed up innovation and to keep efficiency and stability. This goes under change management process. Who is doing so? SBCs or SAFe program consultant, which I am proudly one of them. So what we do, we just get out from the hierarchy, a network team to get speed of innovation and make customer centricity in our heart. Okay, so why SAFe? We can do it anywhere around. All right, I can see Anna is just having a smiling here, but SAFe is just having this framework, just introducing this dual operating system for the business agility and for scaled agile, not only for teams and softwares, because most of the time here in Egypt, maybe in US, maybe in Europe, when you speak about agile, we speak about software and teams and guys in garage who's doing some marvelous innovative softwares. But if we are going to have it in a companies like Tesla, for example, which is applying business agility, if we are going to have it like other big companies in other industries, you can't get off the hierarchy. And guys, now we are having the era of digital transformation. We are the era of digital. So we keep the hierarchy, we get him out of network team, which we call it agile release train. Why we have train? Because we all care about the value and value stream. We are catering about market sense of danger, that company must compete and serve. Remember, business agility introduction and business agility definition. It's how to compete and serve, not only to compete, but get another opportunities in innovative business solutions. That's why we're using SAFe. So I'm going to have SAFe configuration, and we just say about SAFe configuration. What does it mean? It means how you're running SAFe program inside an organization. And actually, we have 3 levels, which is essential, SAFe, and then large solution, and then portfolio. So to just keep things simple, and we are now on version 5 of SAFe, and you can find it a very, very, very famous diagram here. This is it. This is the essential. So it's like a program, and we have like a program increment, and we have like agile teams with release train engineer and product management and system architecture and business owner. They all cater about one agile release train. If we speak about one agile release train, it's called essential SAFe. And when we start implementation of SAFe, we start with essential SAFe. This is the first thing. And then we grow up a little bit. So we have a large solution, which contains more than agile release train. You can see there is a 2 small yellow line, maybe golden line here with one solution train. So if it is more than one agile release train, we call it large solution. And we have other systems and we have other teams here. So we have solution management team. And it just has things. And good thing for SAFe is we have it for governmental, so we have it for enterprise. And then we go for portfolio. All right, the portfolio is here. So we speak about budget. We speak about strategic theme for the organization. We speak about investment and what horizon you should invest your money in. So this is what makes SAFe a framework for scaled organization. It's not about software only, it's all organization with every type. I'm right now developing SAFe with one of my clients here in Egypt, and he is an energy company. So you can see it's there, and it's having budget, it's having its own strategic theme, it's having its own portfolio vision to achieve what? To achieve the strategic objectives for your company. And to make it very clear, what does it mean by value stream? Imagine if you are going to bank to have a car or maybe to buy a house. So for a bank to get the value out of you, he must sell you a loan. And for you to get a value, you need to get the loan to get your car or your house. So you pass through a process of learning, starting from exploring on the website, maybe asking friends, asking about time and SLAs, and how it goes in the bank. So until you get your value and the bank sell you the loan and get his benefit, we didn't do anything. So how to make it business agility, how to make it faster, how to make it more convenient to your customer centricity. That's what we do here, and we do with customer centricity and design thinking. So we have design thinking to shape up what we have. We have also Scrum, we have XP, we have Canny, but all of the framework integrated since Essential.SAFe. For sake of what? For sake of your customer, for sake of your value. And we move to, okay, we speak about ART, Agile Release Train. This is the most famous thing in SAFe. So what it is? It's a team consisting of 50 to 125 people. Imagine, like 125 people in one value. They are catering for one value. They are moving together, speaking to each other in agile way. So you can find business, product management, hardware, software, compliance, operation, even security is there. For sake of what? For sake of have cross-functional agility. And this team actually is the one who's catering to implement SAFe. And we replica these teams to have large solution for SAFe and to have as well portfolios. So what do you think about the rules? We have here many rules actually. So I choose Essential.SAFe, so I will let you bet about it. Can you see these gentlemen and marvelous ladies and gentlemen here? Let's speak about the rules of each one of them. So first, we will speak about Agile team, which is consist of more than 6 or 7, maybe sometimes 11 Scrum team, and each Scrum team have like 5 to 11 members. Imagine you have teams, and each Scrum team have Scrum Master and the product owner, and then they have collectively together with release train engineer. So what Agile teams do? They create and refine stories. So they create, okay, we know the value is there, so what stories we need to do, what acceptance criteria we need to do. So we move forward a little bit to Scrum framework. And we applying Scrum, but in a SAFe flavor, because we have here developed and commit to BI objectives, which is program increment, the main event in SAFe. And we have like an iteration plans. So we commit to something and we have the bigger.
It seems like we lost Fady. Let's wait for a minute for him to join in, and we will continue. Meanwhile, for the audience who is not aware of SAFe, this is Scaled Agile Framework, and I might say that it has a very huge popularity actually, and a lot of companies, a lot of organizations who have bigger teams, they are using SAFe, and as you saw on the diagram, it's also yeah, about the fact that it, again, as Fady said, it keeps the hierarchy, it keeps the organizational structure of the company, and it covers different levels of the company. So it is not only about teams, but also about, like program level, portfolio level, solution level. So thus it covers all of the divisions within the company. That's why a lot of governmental organizations like enterprises, they are more in favor of using SAFe because they have like different processes that are going on and which could not be covered with Scrum. Um, and I might also say that when we say that Fady is a SAFe consultant, SAFe has also like certifications, trainings, a lot of materials, guidance, and trainers. You can just Google for it, whoever does not know about SAFe, and you can get more information on it. And also, again, as many other frameworks, it has versions. The latest version is 5.0, so you can check it out, like as the final version. And if you have any questions regarding SAFe, you are free to write to me or Fady and to get your answers. Give me a second, I will check whether we can have Fady back. If not, we will continue with the second part of the presentation. Okay. Let's see. Mhm. Actually, there are really many other frameworks which are designed for organizations, and SAFe is one of them. The other one is LESS that I'm going to talk about, large scale Scrum, and also most of you might also heard about like disciplined Agile and Nexus. Actually, all of them are, of course, like in the core, they are like agile frameworks, scaled agile frameworks. So all of them are based on agile teams and the agile values and principles. But how they organize this transformation and integration into the business agility is a little bit different. And each of them have their like pros and cons. If we have time, then we will talk about it a little bit. So yeah, let's see if we can have Fady back. Okay, it seems like not. We do not have him yet. We can go on with the presentation part two. So that let me see. Let me see, just a second. Okay, I will share my screen right now. We can continue with the other framework, and then when Fady is back, we can continue with the presentation. Okay, I will share my screen right now, and we will continue with the next framework that we wanted to introduce you, which is large-scale Scrum, and also to talk about leadership agility, a little bit about how the leaders actually and like agile leaders behave, and what are the areas that they should be focusing on. Okay, right now I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so first of all, I want to, like, whoever does not know me, I want to introduce myself. I'm Anna Zakoyan. I'm Agile coach and trainer and founder and CEO at Prime Project. So from Armenia, what we do at Prime Project is that we are helping companies and to transform their product or service development processes so that they reach this innovation, they reach this speed of delivery, and also to have and to form the high-performing teams. Because actually, Agile, as you know, is a people-centric approach, and it is really all about people. So I'm an Agile practitioner since 2010. Before that, I have been in the sphere of project management, in IT and telecommunications. I have run more than 40 projects, like 80 plus teams coached, and around 600 individuals trained. I have certificates from Scrum Alliance and Scrum.Org. Okay. What is less? So less goes for large scale Scrum. What is interesting about less and how it differs from the other scale frameworks is that it is not an improved Scrum. It is the same Scrum that we know, with the same events, with the same roles, with the same artifacts. So, and the basic foundation is, again, Scrum Guide. But the difference is that it is meant for like larger companies who have multiple teams who are working together on a single product. And we have to combine their work to be able to create this releasable, like shippable product increment. So there is a book, Large Scale Scrum, by Craig Larman and Baspo, which is describing in details like how the LESS works, gives guides and rules and their principles. So whoever wants to know a little bit more about LESS, you can go to less.works website, or you can get this book to read about it. So there are two types of LESS. Actually, again, as in SAFe, there are also versions in LESS. So basic LESS, like it is for teams who are from 2 to 8. But if you have more than 8 teams working on one single product, then it would be better if you are using LESS Huge, which is the next version of LESS. If we want to understand like scaled Scrum, again, there is this quotation from LESS framework on less.works website. So what it says, scaled Scrum is not a special scaling framework that happens to include Scrum only at the team level. Truly scaled Scrum is Scrum scaled. So we are keeping the core of Scrum, on the organizational level as well, because we believe that whatever one team can do, like many teams can do as well. And usually those companies who are working with Scrum already, it is a really less painful, way to scale, because you do not need that much additional roles. You do not need that much additional events. So everything is done in the same way as with Scrum, but for more teams. And I will show you how. Okay, so actually, LESS is combining, several layers. So there are these LESS experiments, LESS guides, frameworks, and principles, which are designed to support the needs of larger numbers of teams. There are no this kind of, let's say, in LESS, it is not used that much the words like best practices, because usually This is depending on the context and on the organization. But there are some guidance, there are some guides who are designed by also those members, which are helping teams how to do it right. And some examples and case studies which might be used when you are scaling your Scrum within your organization. Also, there are less rules, providing guidance on how to implement and execute less and how to adopt it actually. And as you see it, it is quite, like based on the experiments a lot. So experimenting is in the core of less as well. The same is actually on the Scrum level. Okay, if we talk about the principles in less, here are the 10 principles, which if we go through, most of them might be really very known to you because I suppose you have already read and you are aware of Agile principles. So what do we say? Large scale Scrum is still Scrum. We value the transparency. We do more with less. We are focusing on a whole product, not like pieces of the product or not just, like some specialization of the product. Let's say we have the back end, but we do not have the front end. So it is not the case. We have the whole product focus. We are customer centric. Again, the customer value is in the center. We do the continuous improvement towards perfection. We are doing the lean thinking, so just-in-time production. We are eliminating waste. We do system thinking, empirical process control, so we constantly do the experiments, we get the data, we analyze it, and we make our decisions and our changes based on empiricism. And queuing theory. So these are the basic principles in less that more or less are also used in Scrum. Okay, so roles in less. Let's see. Actually, we already know from Scrum there are 3 roles: so product owner, Scrum master, and development team. Here we have the same, but we also including less, let's say, these additional roles, like calling them the managers. Let's see. Okay, what does the product owner do? Okay, provide vision and direction, prioritize features, understand users and markets, support organizational strategic directions. So actually, we are aware of this. What do the teams do? Creating the product, delivering the product increment, coordinating with each other, collaborating, doing the communication with each other, improving the product creation process, clarifying features, understanding the user and domain, and working with those users. Okay, we still have this in mind that we are customer centric. So teams also should know their users and what their work actually gives to the user in terms of value. And we have the Scrum Master, who is the coach of the organization, who is supporting the continuous improvement. So there on the Scrum team level, the Scrum Master is coaching the team and supporting the team in the continuous improvement. Here, Scrum Master is doing this on the organizational level, but doing the same things actually. And we have the managers. Okay, so actually we cannot remove, for example, the heads of development, CTOs, or like AGRs, or people like this, or those people who are participating in the product development. But we can say that managers are for first improving the capability of development system and deciding structures and policies. Okay, they are not there to manage the work of the team, to do the micromanagement or whatever, but to improve the capabilities and to give structures and policies. So these are the roles that we have in LESS. This is, if we zoom in, this is how LESS framework actually looks like. this is the basic less, of course. Okay, so what do we have? We have one product owner per product. Yeah, with the product backlog, with the product ownership, with the decision making, with the business knowledge, with the market knowledge, everything that we know from Scrum. Okay, we have one product owner. Then we have one higher level sprint planning where all of the teams are present because they have to plan on product level, and all of the teams that are working on the product on the same product so that they can resolve the dependencies that they can have in between them. They have to do this planning on a higher level, so all of them know how their pieces of this work can be gathered together to deliver at the end the product increment. But then when we do the high level planning, then each team can go and do a more detailed, team sprint planning. So we have one general planning for all the teams, and then we have separate small teams for small planning meetings for each team so that they can discuss in details, how they are going to do that. And they can create, their sprint backlogs. So the sprint process is the same. The teams are working on their sprint backlogs. They have the goals. They do the coordination in between them because they are self-organized and functional. We have the Scrum Master who is following up with them, etc. And also we have the product backlog refinement meeting, which is really, really important. Then we do the daily scrums in the same way with this 15-minute thing. And besides that, at the end, we have the sprint review. Like, it is one sprint review for all the teams, because the overall idea is that all the works that each team do within their framework, they have to combine it before the end of the sprint. So this combination, resolving dependencies and like gathering the pieces of the puzzle is happening within the sprint, so that at the review meeting they can create like a full, potentially releasable product increment. Okay, and then each team can have their separate retrospectives, like internal ones, and there is also one big retrospective for all the teams, so they can discuss also improvements on the higher level, for example, regarding the dependencies, the collaboration between the teams, the merging of the works, etc., etc. So again, two retros, one on higher level and one on team level. And here is also very important that it is good if all of the sprints are starting and ending at the same time, so that we can have scheduled events. And once we finish with the retrospective, right, then the next sprint starts with, again, the big planning and etc., etc. So as you see, we keep the same rules, but we have a little bit more events to cover, also higher levels. Okay, let me see. Okay, Fady is back, which is good. We will finish this part. Yeah, Fady, you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay. Well,
connection issues. Yeah.
I was speaking and I was explaining. Finally, said, "Oh, I'm out." But it's happening all the way. It's happening all the way.
Okay, then I will finish the presentation and you can
Yeah,
continue.
cool.
Yep. Cool.
Sure.
I'm so glad that you're back. Okay, so why do people use actually less? Why do they choose less instead of other frameworks? Because there is this lower cost of implementation. Teams already, if teams are already using Scrum, then they do not need any additional resources, additional people, additional things to bring in. The second thing is we have one product owner, which is our bridge between the business and the team. And again, regarding the roles, we have fewer people, and it also provides entire product view within the area of our focus. Because with these meetings that we have on higher level, we can cover everything in terms of the product, and all of the teams will know the big vision, and will know the challenges that each team has. So it provides entire view. Teams here are in direct contact with the customers and stakeholders. Okay, continuous improvement is based on Agile Manifesto, and actually those companies who want to go the extra step, okay, they are using Scrum, but they also want to bring this entire product view on higher level, then less is really the next logical step. In my perspective, I'm sorry, Fady, but I have to say it, I think that less is really like is the most agile centric framework out of all of them. This is my personal my personal idea. But again, this works if your teams are already using Scrum, so it is really the next logical step. Okay, that was about less. If you want to know more, then you can write me. We can talk about it. So let's talk about leadership agility. Fady explained it really good, was what business agility means, and thank you very much for spreading the light on this. But also there is something that I want to say, that actually when we say leadership agility, and when we want our leaders to have this agility, it is not only about their mind. So we want them to have an adaptive mind, but we also, want them to have the adaptive body. So that's why I've seen that many agile coaches are, like agile leaders, they are doing yoga, sports, to keep this in balance. So what they need to do, actually, they have to be able to make better decisions, to take more effective actions, to meet complexity, uncertainty, and rapid change. Okay, then in comparison to leadership agility, okay, organization agility, what is it? Okay, so there are 2 points that we can cover here: outside in and inside out. So outside in is something that is coming from outside into our organization, and inside out is something that is going out of our organization. So outside in is usually if we have really agile culture within our organization. So whatever we get from the outside, it is blocked by culture and limited by leadership. Because if we have the culture, then this culture is actually setting the rules, how we should work, what do we want to achieve, etc., etc. And inside out, so it is about aligning to culture, building agile structures, enabling agile practices. So this is something that organization is putting a focus on. Agility, if we just take this word only, so again, so that it is clear for everyone, it is about speeding up in response to rapid change, as Fady explained in details. So it is really important to understand that in the area of constant change, and where we have to be really fast, and where we have to take into account the customer demands, the corporate demands, and all of these things, we have to make sure that we are out of our comfort zone. Okay, so only if we are out of our comfort zone, we take into account our customers, our corporate culture, our corporate demands, only after that we can reach to leadership agility. So if we are still in our comfort zone, that it is really hard to achieve. We have to put this, step outside of it. There is this there are these 3 arenas, 4 competencies, and 5 levels that agile leaders should have, and that are best describing what they should do and how they should do it. Actually, if we start from the 3 arenas, what does it mean? Okay, first of all, it is the individual level. So we constantly, as agile leaders, have to have collaboration and conversations with the teammates, with the members of our organization. Okay, so pivotal conversations. Second level is the team level. So we constantly think about team improvements. How can we help the team, so that they are able to improve, to do this continuous learning and improvement. The third level is organizational change. How do we make sure that the organization is changing, and how to make sure that this change is really as smooth as possible, and that we do not ruin anything that is really good and working, but instead, we focus on the improvements and make the organization better and faster. The 4 competencies that we have. Okay, so in any case, I'm usually saying this to all my customers and the companies that I'm working with. There is no right or wrong. You have to know the context always before you make any decisions or before you make any changes. So setting context and direction is really important, so that we know the context and where we are going, and based on that, to make the appropriate changes. Then understanding the stakeholders. Okay, creative problem solving. And the 4th competency is, of course, self-development, like self-improvement. You as an agile leader, you have to be constantly improving yourself, because if you are not doing this, you cannot ask for improvement from your teams or organizations. These 4 competencies are really important for the agile leaders. And the 5 levels, okay, we are going to focus only on 3 levels as of now, because the other 2 are really on super experienced level. And actually, I have not seen these levels in my working career, and they are really rare to meet also in general. So the 3 basic levels are expert, achiever, and catalyst. Who are the experts? Okay, so experts are the people who are more in favor of command and control. They are the domain experts. For example, if a company is not aware of what is agile and how to use it, or what is less, or what is safe, then they need an expert. A person who will come and say, okay, we are doing it this way, this way, this way, or this way, right? So this is the expert model. You say how you want it to be, then you supervise. You might want some status reports, etc. So this is like the expert level, and this is the first level. In some cases, we might see also pre-expert, levels. So that the leader is not the expert yet, but it is like in this precondition. Okay. Achiever is the second level. So most of the leaders are maybe in this achiever, like from expert to achiever level. So this is like the most commonly thing that I've seen. So achiever is the person who is setting goals, like for example setting milestones, and then they collaborate with the team to get the feedback, to get the commitment, and then to get the goal, for example, done. So there is, some kind of command in terms of this is our goal, but there is also a lot of collaboration with the team, and and also there is collaboration, communication, and achiever is constantly looking for feedback from the team. Okay, so if we illustrate this, let's say the expert is the person who is like up here and the team is down somewhere, and the achiever is, let's say, the team is around him. He might be in the center, or he might be one of the team members, so standing like together with them. And the catalyst is actually the person who is more like, this is the third level of agile leaders, like who are more focused on the personal level, like the people, or on, you know, constant, you know, this collaboration, getting feedback, then accommodating the situation to that feedback. So people, what really matter. And there is this, you know, like learning, growth, etc. Whatever you know about, you know, working with people is actually more closer to catalyst level. And if we illustrate this, and also catalyst is thinking about the culture, etc., etc. So if again we illustrate it, then it would be, let's say, the team somewhere here, and the catalyst is always in the position of the observer, let's say, behind them, outside, you know. So these are the 3 areas, 4 competencies, and 5 levels. On this, I will finish my presentation with a really very short, like, agile leadership principles. So voluntary participation is really important if you want to be in the agile leadership team, or if you want to be an agile leadership leader, then there should be a volunteering. Awareness of the intention, building relationships, integrating personal and business. It is rather inviting rather than expecting something from people. Reality, understanding that reality is subjective. Again, remember about the context. And the principle that I really like is, don't take it personally. Sharing understanding, not only documents. Moving assumptions to agreements. So these are some basic principles that you can think about if you are moving in this direction. That's it from my side. Thank you very much. You know our contact. If not, just find Prime Project on social media, or write us if you have any questions. Thank you very much. Fady, you can go on with your presentation from wherever we stopped.
Okay, yep. Anna, thank you for backup me up. And I was telling friend is here, if you have a lady behind you, you are always secure. So thank you for securing me, and thank you for having this audience. Guys, I never take it personal. I am the #1 listener for what Anna, she was just said. I never take it personal. Please don't take it, because it happened. That's me here. I'm a get sweat, and I keep continuing my presentation till wow. Okay, guys, I finished. Oh, I'm out. That's it. Oh, really? So sorry for this. Sorry for this interruption. But be sure we will recap in just 2 minutes, and then we will do our magic again. Because, okay, come on, we have a really magicians. Thank you, Anna, for this presentation. It was great. I love it. So back again. I hope this time is going to be fine. Please pray for me. I'm here. And okay. Now you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. So we had talked about business agility, and we know what it is. And then we speak about the digital era. We speak about why business agility, why it is a solution, why SAFe. And okay, I just heard Anna, okay, speaking more about this. That's maybe a very like Barcelona and Real Madrid competition here. But anyway, I'm just keep going. And then we have a SAFe configuration. And I think I covered this one, and I stopped here. Right, Anna? Okay. So we have an agile team, Scrum Master, Product Owner. This is Essential SAFe. Remember, we say Essential SAFe is the main starting point to implement SAFe. So in this one, what we do is we just having our first Agile release train, and we have the gentleman here in the left. So what they are doing, we have an Agile team. These guys who are responsible for the whole thing, they are from 9 teams and 5 teams till 11 teams, and each team is from 5 member to 11 member. Okay, how many of Agile teams and how many of Agile release train? It's 125, from 50 to 125. Imagine we have this whole big team to have only one vision, one value. So they are developing stories and they have commit to objectives. And I want to tell you something here. BI objectives is the big picture for the team. So our Scrum teams are not hiding. No, we are not having these things about what we have here. No, we are catering about the whole vision of us as a Scrum team and other teams. And then we have the Scrum Master, the guy he is coaching Agile team and facilitating Scrum meetings and daily reviews. And what else he do is removing impediments, because we depending on each other. Each team is depending on another team to deliver the value. So the Scrum Master is removing any impediments, and as well he is synchronizing with other teams, so he attending Scrum of Scrums. Finally, we have the product owner, the man is doing the business and having this technical knowledge, the man who's always catering about simplicity, and the man who's translating from technical to business. This man is prioritizing and accepting the story from Agile teams, and he acts like a customer, so he answers the questions. And then what? He is participating in the big vision with the product management team to implement and to plan program increment, which is the main event for SAFe. Okay, so we have Scrum teams, many Scrum teams. Who is the guy who is leading the whole thing? This is him, the release train engineer, this guy with the hat, and they have this mechanic key. He is doing the whole magic. Why? Because he's leading the whole teams. So what he's doing, he's catering is about the people. Imagine you leading a team of 125 people. And he is catering about program increment. What's going to be done? What is the objectives? Starting and coordinating and managing the BI planning and the BI execution, and insert and adapt, which is another event we'll speak about in a minute. So he is catering about everything in the program increment. And he's doing a system demo, because we are not lying. No, we always and always catering about having something releasable. So what we do, we have integration points, and these integration points every 2 weeks. Who is catering about this? The system demo, the release train engineer, and the system integration or integration team. And he is catering about synchronization and cadence. And Anna, you did not mention this one unless we are harmonizing transformation in the organization. So we have the cadence, we have this kind of synchronization, because we want to all reach the same value in the same time. We are one train, we never let each one away. And he has some improvement roadmap, of course, for his Agile release train, and he is catering about ART or Agile release train success indicators. And this is the leading trend right now, OKRs, objective key result. So one thing for objective key results is success indicators, which he is catering about. So we are up to dating, and that's what all new organizations are trying to apply right now. So Fady, you just tell me something. Everything is happening. How it does happen? Okay, remember, we speak about essential agile. We have the customer in our heart, and we do design thinking. We having Scrum, XP, we have Kanban. We are applying this agile frameworks as well. This is how it happened. Many Scrum teams are working together, going together for a planning event, which is BI planning, starting of the first increment. In this BI planning, we stayed for 2 consecutive days from 9 to 5. Imagine the whole thing is here. And what they are doing, they plan and doing committed objectives and uncommitted objectives. Okay, Fadi, we understand committed objectives that we are committed as a team to achieve. So what about uncommitted? Okay, this is the magic of SAFe. Uncommitted is the bonus which we give to these teams to keep the wording and rewarding them for the nice work and the good work they have. How it does? Please go back and Google it. And if you need anything, I will let my contacts here for you. Then, okay, do you know this guy? He's a Thomas Edison, electricity guru, and the one behind the whole magic we live right now. He says something, never quit. Keep saying this is going all the way. How? By make a try until it comes. So what that mean for us? Oh, is that iteration? Yes, it is iteration. So we have iterations every 2 weeks. And Fadi, what is CD, CI, and C? It is BCDA, or plan, do, check, adjust cycle. So we do it every 2 weeks. And we have demo together. The whole teams, 125 people, demoing together their output every 2 weeks. So we have the value we want. And then we applying what we call DevOps, development operation, because we do continuous delivery and we continuous development, and we release on demand. Remember Zoom, at the starting of this pandemic, everyone has a concern about security, about security, and how does it secure? Everyone was saying, oh, no, Zoom is not secure. The next week, the Zoom team having another release with a whole new version of Zoom, more secure, more applicable to market. Imagine. Do you think this happened only in 2 weeks? No. They have developed it many times and they release it on demand, and that's what all agility is about, and business agility is about, and SAFe is about. You have the market sense of danger. You care about the market, you see the market, but as well, you release when it is needed to get you a better position in the market. We are catering about the organization value itself. What does that mean? Okay, it's inspect and adapt. We learn together. We have a special event before the next BI planning. And in this event, we learn what happened in the whole 2 months is here, from 8 to 2 weeks, from this increment to this increment. Imagine, 8 to 10, maybe 12 at some times. And at end of this period, we learn it together for 3 days. We do some hackathons, we do some innovation. We have these retrospectives. We learn how to adjust our next increment to reach which agile release train to our value. So this is how does it work. How you achieve it, Fadi? Okay, it's all about centricity, customer centricity. It's all about leaders and leadership. And thanks, Anna. She gave a nice presentation about leadership. Actually, in Agile, we do it in another way, but we leading by example. We have these things for everyone, and we have organizational agility, and technical teams agility. We deliver the product, and we always have in our DNA of organizations continuous learning culture. We have this relentless improvement. Improvement is a must. We do it, but how we do it? By implement and make it in the DNA of organizations after we finish the transformation itself. So we have the continuous learning culture. And of course, we talk about enterprises. So you can see here, SAFe speak about enterprises, SAFe speak about the whole organizations. It's not about organizations only working in software, because this is, when you speak to someone, okay, we need to do agile transformation. Okay, agile software. No, it's applicable for any industry. It's applicable even for FMCGs. For example, one of big companies here, I can say its name, is doing SAFe, and it's a food and beverage company. I'm working with an energy company here in Cairo. We are implementing SAFe, so we can see its organizational agility and business agility. Remember, it's a flip point of digital transformation. And that's it. Fady, what is the certifications? Okay, certification dears. A lot. Oh, God, wow. It's like 11 certification. Yeah, and it comes 13 right now. And these certifications, I'm happy that I am proud to have some of these certifications, but SPC is the one who is you becoming a SAFe business consultant. Okay, what I need to start with, you need to start with leading SAFe. It's the one to know the framework, to be the SAFe agilist. And then we have certificate for rules, for product owner, Scrum Master, Advanced Scrum Master, and we have a certificate for the man. You remember him? This guy. We have a special certificate to be Agile Release Train Engineer, who is catering about the Agile Release Train and the BI increment, program increment. And then, how we do it? Okay, the roadmap is very easy. Get a start, accelerate, and then embedding the organization agility in the culture. How you accelerate? Well, you just check the readiness, get a sponsor, have a portfolio agility, organizational agility, and strategic agility. My mentor is working for IBM, and he is telling me a very something great. IBM is revising its strategy every 6 months. Imagine company with a large like IBM revise its own strategy twice a year. Just ask yourself how our organization are revising their strategy. And then make it in the DNA of organization. Yes, because we need to make it leading by example. Everyone in the mindset is catering about leading by example. Have this continuous learning capabilities. Have the transparency, explore and creativity, so we encourage innovation, align strategy and execution, because this is a pain. We all know about sometimes strategy is doing something and execution is doing something else. And finally, continuously improving. By this one, I finished my whole slides, and I'm a little bit happy to receive all your things on this email. This is my Agile Consultant website. This is our LinkedIn. This is my contacts. Thank you. I hope it continues this time. Sorry for what happened before, but I am very happy that Anna took place, because actually it was great session for
Yeah,
her.
don't worry. Actually, Fady, we are in the agile world, so we have to be flexible. You know, we are constantly talking about this.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you, everyone. I hope you liked my
Thank you. Thank you. It was really great. Let's see if we have any questions right now. Whoever is watching us, please be very active. Ask your questions. Okay. Good presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, there is this question. Given that there are multiple feature teams working together in LeSS framework, is it required, in your opinion, for those teams to be on the same level in terms of knowledge or expertise? Wow, very nice question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, actually, Fady, we can both, I mean, if you want, we can both comment on this. So let's, again, if we if we think from the perspective that less is Scrum, right? So whatever is required in Scrum, what do we say about the teams? They have to be cross-functional, right? They have to be self-organized. They have to be, let's say, there should not be one specialist type teams, okay? So which means that definitely there would be different levels, let's say juniors, like more senior ones, etc. But whatever works within a Scrum team, so we do constantly, that's learning, improvement. How can we be more self-organized? How can we, collaborate more so that we share knowledge, so that the team level, expertise level of the team gets like bigger until they reach to this level. The same works also for less. Let's imagine that all of the teams that are there is a one big Scrum team. So the same rules really work here.
Wow.
Fady, do you want to make any comment?
Well, I am a little bit skeptical about this because, okay, in SAFe, actually, or any framework organizations, we are different, and our difference is our strength. So, Anna, if you just think about it, of course, we have different level of knowledge and expertise, but what we need to care about is that we all have an eagerness to learn. So yes, you can have in the framework some guys who's new, maybe they are not accepting Agile. So what you need to do, actually, you need to learn them. And that's why in SAFe transformation, first, we have like an Agile for teams. We give them 2 days, knowing everything about Scrum, knowing everything about SAFe and framework, and then we moving with them bit by bit. And in every I&A, inspect and adapt event, what we are doing, we have this retrospective, so everyone gain knowledge. As I told in my last slides, we have this relentless improvement. So it gives the teams the knowledge and expertise they want. So it's happened bit by bit. So I think this is my thank you for this.
Definitely. It is also very important to understand, like, I think that we should mention this, that, there is no, let's say, fight between the frameworks. Each of them have their really strengths and, not weaknesses, but let's say diversity, like the special, like unique things that you have to take into account. Again, coming from this context, what do we need? We should always come from this question: why do we need this framework? We should not adopt it just because it is trendy, for example, but because, as Fady said, our organization needs to, need to have these and these and these and these things to be taken into account. And in terms of teams, again, as Fady mentioned, thank you very much. Learning, continuous improvement through retrospectives, etc. It is really important because even in Scrum, whoever is working in Scrum, that it is also tough in the beginning. People are different. There are different specialties. You are a designer, but you want to know how the developer is working. Or you are a backend developer, but you want to understand a little bit more about front end so that you are able to communicate better. But actually, the key in all of this is the communication, that as a team, we have this focus, we communicate, we have the eagerness to share knowledge and to accept knowledge. This is also important. Sharing is one thing, accepting is another thing. And so that we make it a consistent process. It is not only one-time thing, but we have to make this circle of sharing, accepting, So,
Anna, it reminds me, if you remember, Joe Harry model. Every time you're moving from the open to blind, and you're moving from the hidden to arena, and what we all about, and I am really advise every Scrum Master, every Agile coach we have here, just go check for Joe Harry model. And if you check this, make your team in the arena. okay, in the open arena. So we have the learning arena. So I think our friends in the backstage saying we have more comments. So yeah, please.
Yep. Okay, as agile coaches, would you say introducing these scaled agile frameworks needs more fear and resistance in the companies, given the larger scope of change that's happening to roles and structures? Oh, I think this question is to you, Fady.
Well, yeah, because okay, this is what actually many frameworks are facing right now. Because okay, we explode everything. We are agile teams. We're having agile mindset. Okay, guys, we have been there in business for 20, 25 years, maybe more. Even before you born, some CXOs is telling me this when I'm just starting to do things. Okay, so how you do it? How to make your functional manager the people manager who's caring about having and helping you how to anticipate and get the change agent of organizations to a network team who's doing agile. That's exactly what we're doing. So yes, you will find fear, you will find resistance, and that's why in SAFe we always implement the 8 steps of change management by Kutter. So if you know the famous book, Our Iceberg is Melting, you will always find no-nos, no guys in the organization who is refusing everything. But what you need to do is to have these early adopters to get value, to make everyone know that you're doing a good job and it's eventually losing fears. And as well, think about getting the functional manager to be a people manager who is helping team to development. So they don't lose authority, they don't lose their job because we all fear to lose our job. That's it. Start step by step.
Yeah, and thank you very much, Fady. I will add one more comment here. Of course, with each change, we have this fear because, like, after the comfort zone, here comes the fear zone. And whenever we have a change, we are constantly afraid of a lot of things. Let's say, what will happen? This is the uncertainty thing, right? What will
Yeah.
happen to my role? Let's say, to my status, to my autonomy, right? Am I related to this change or I'm out of it? Because it is also very important. Like, or, some people will come and say that we are going to work like this, or it is something that I am going to be involved, so to reduce resistance and fear here, I think that we have to take account of these main reasons, let's say, of fear, the status, autonomy, like not relatedness, that we might, uncertainty, things like this. Before we introduce change, we have to make it smoother so that people, see the value of the change, and, they are not closed in their fear zone. And the resistance, sometimes we put a little, I think we put a whole more stress on the resistance itself rather than solutions. Resistance is something normal. We have to take it as normal. We are constantly resisting. If our car is broken down and we have to hurry to work, then what happens? We sit in the car and we swear and we fight and we resist. No, it cannot be true. I have
Yes.
to go to work. Why it is not working? So it is constantly, happening. But what happens to the people who acknowledge it, that I'm going through these phases, so I'm going through this denial and I have the shock, then, at some point I will have to reach the acceptance. There is no other way, because this change has already happened. So what's happening? Okay, what are the options? What else can I do? Okay, this is the situation. I should not blame anyone else, but I have to take the responsibility and to understand what are the options. What can I do here to get out of this situation and to move into the right direction? So these are the keys, actually, I think.
Well, Anna, and I would like to tell Anne, and I will tell you my secret recipe here.
Yes.
Okay, my secret recipe, you can just put in YouTube scarf model for
Scarf
David.
model.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So this is
Yes.
my secret recipe. And when you want to be there as an agile agent and agile coach, think about David Rock, think about scarf model, try to apply it with fears and with the whole resistance, you will find a very good results. I am sure.
Yes. Actually, scarf model describes like the things that I said. So thank you very much for naming it. Okay, we have
I
another
have my
question.
secret recipe for you guys there. Ah, okay.
Okay, we have another question. It is interesting that we always talk how people are resistant with changes. How do you think Scrum teams would accept such a change, and how that swift would be best organized? I guess you mean like the change with the frameworks, right? Maybe like if, let's say, we have the Scrum teams, and if we do this change towards frameworks. Am I understanding this right? Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, if I can answer this one,
Yes,
um, how that Swift would be best organized? That will not be best. We always have triangle. We always have the iterations. This is the spirit we have. We don't have the right. We don't do right things. We do the things right. So that's it. Yeah, we do the things right. And okay, that's it. And it is, I want to tell you, if you, how you make teams accept that, you need to lead by example. You need to get a sponsor of executives because people always think about executives. And you know, my thesis was about communicating change inside the organization. And one thing I get out of it, if executive is believing in what you are doing and walk the talk and doing things in a way that everyone believes they believe in it, they will follow. The change resistance will be low. How best organize? Get your stakeholder engagement, show results always and always. And that's what we all care about in SAFe. We in SAFe say, okay, go and implement one agile release stream first, show the results to make everyone know you're doing something great. And that's
definitely. Thank you very much. And also, like from my experience, I can say to reduce the resistance, usually, you know, we have this experimenting thing in all of the frameworks, right? So let's use advantage of it. Because usually people are resistant, again, based on this scarf model, fear, uncertainty, because of their fear of status losing, etc., roles, etc., etc. But if you say that let's experiment this, you know, if you see the value, then we will continue. Then, you know, they will feel like safer because this is an experiment and we are doing it to make our work better. We are not doing it for tracking your work or, you know, like for getting more status reports. So usually
yeah.
people who are working in big organizations, they do not have that much time to innovate and experiment. And like management, as you said, Fady, they are expecting a lot more actions from them.
Yeah.
But
You
if,
know,
yeah, if
yeah.
management is accepting this experimenting, then the resistance would be very,
Yeah.
very low.
You
And
know,
also, yeah, sorry, my
yeah,
final
okay,
note.
please. You know, I was seconding you in this because my work was a mobile operator and in telecom
Yeah,
industry. We always result oriented. We always care about
yeah.
two things: how much revenue we get, how much companies, how much customers complaining. So imagine if you speak about agility. So I second what you say, and a big time.
Thank you. And one more thing, in terms of middle management, usually if you are in the middle management and if you are part of this change, and you should be part of the change, definitely, then what I'm thinking is that team level, the team members, they are always looking to the, like to their managers, like team leads, etc. And as Fady said, if you are leading by example, if you are showing them what would be the benefits of having, like this business agility or like agile approaches, even in one team, then their resistance will reduce, because they know that the company knows what they are doing. So it is kind of a thing that really reduces the resistance a lot more. And keep the positive attitude. It is not a thing that that is changing the company, or is doing like something really bad with it, but in fact it is intended to help the company. So we constantly have to keep our positive attitude and the sense of humor, of course.
Well, Anna, last thing, I will tell you another secret and another recipe for mine. I don't know how many of you like the band American Authors, okay? But they have a very great song, actually. It's called Go Big or Go Home. So every day when I'm going back and I'm going to my work and going back, okay, from any meeting, I'm just laid it in my car and say, okay, we are agile, we change agent, go big or go home. Always go big.
Thank you very much. Thank
You.
you, Fady. Thank you for your participation. Thank you, everyone, for the questions. I think, yeah, I enjoyed the session, honestly, and hopefully our audience also enjoyed it. So thank you
Anna.
again. Yeah.
Thank you, Anna. It was great to be with you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the question, and thanks for our friend in the backstage. Thank you. You do a great job. I'm really enjoyed it. And from bottom of my heart, thank you so. And please, I want to say it. Please subscribe to this channel. Great channel, actually, because this is great knowledge. I'm gonna to say it. I will go to watch the previous videos and follow the next videos and the next great programs with Anna, because I'm quite sure she's doing a great job. Thank you, Anna, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Fady. Hey, everyone, have a nice evening, and thanks again for joining.
Thank you. Bye.